Hi everyone, this is a quick review of the Samsung Buds. I just came home from work, so I want to do this real quick and I go shower. Um, in my search for Bluetooth earbuds, or actually a Bluetooth headset, my priority is actually call quality because I conduct a lot of business. What I do a lot of times, my hands are not free, and then phone call comes in, I need to answer the phone. But I also live in New York City. I travel by the subway, so I'm looking for a Bluetooth that can listen to music or my books. And a lot of times, the single ear Bluetooth is great for phone calls, but it doesn't fulfill that. Throughout the years, there was a couple that was great. I had the LGs when they first came out. The rings around the neck, and it was awesome. The mic was great, but then they reduced the mic quality and it sucked. Prior to that, the old school Jawbones was great until they lost their military chip. And so there was a lot of search for this. I had great experience on sound when I have the Bose noise cancellation, which I still have. I love them, but it's too hot to wear during the summer. And I wear them as earmuffs in the winter. It's wonderful. So recently with the True Wireless headphones, I was looking for a good one. And besides, I tried the cheaper brands, and cheaper brands have the good ones. So on Amazon, I've tested ones from $39.99 to $79.99. And believe it or not, the $39.99 wins out on call quality and sound. If you're interested in what the name brand of those are, I can tell you, just message me and I'll let you know. But on the higher end, it came down to not the too high end. So my price range is also important too. I'm not looking at something that's over $200. So when the Jabra was on sale, between the Jabra, the Apple iPod, and the Samsung Bud, I tested the Jabra, returned it because the Jabra, it's great on phone calls. It's great, but it's really big. I mean, it's kind of, if you wear it for a long time, it's kind of your ear gets tired because it sticks out. And it's huge, but sound quality is good. Talk quality is great. AirPods, the talk quality is good, sound quality is good. The Samsung Buds, when it comes to this, I actually love them for sound. The way they have the fin and they have the earbud piece, the silicone, it seals the sound in pretty well. And it's so small. And it's very light. When you put it in your ear, it's like, you get used to it, it's almost like it's not there. But there are also cons to this form factor. So you can read about the reviews everywhere, but my concern is just my views and why I'm returning it. So the pros on this is, it's good earbuds. It's light, 6 hours, and the case is 7 hours. It's pretty true to what their description was. If you have a Samsung phone, which I have a Samsung S8, which I'm recording this with, it's the app itself, the Samsung app works very well with this, so it kicks this device up a notch. With the Samsung, I wrote this down. So in the Android ecosystem, it's great, but in the Samsung ecosystem, the touch controls, you can do this. You can summon this Bixby. You have the one press, two press, and then you can set up your long press. And what I set the long press for is actually basically is the left is for volume down, right is for volume up. And one thing I love about that, which I don't see anybody talk about on the internet, is that it helps you exceed the maximum volume. So what I mean by that is when you listen to a Bluetooth, let's say if you have control the volume with your phone, or if you watch something, the phone volume goes up 100% and that's it. That's as loud as it goes. But some software such as VLC or this, you can actually press it and it will go above let's say if this is 100%, it'll help you go beyond the 100%. And it actually does help out a lot when you listen to things in a noisy environment. Now, the controller, the software also has the ambient sound, which I don't like a lot. Ambient sound, basically, the sound is sealed so well that you sometimes can not hear what's going on around you. So the ambient sound lets the mic pass through the sound, but everything gets kind of distorted. You sound like you're listening to everything in a tin can. The volume up and down I talked about. Auto Connect is great. Basically, as soon as you take it out, the menu will appear on your Samsung phone saying the phone's pairing, you want it to pair or not, and stuff like that. I talked about the fin and the two-way Qi charger. Okay, the Qi, so this can be charged by Qi chargers, the wireless chargers. which is great. And it uses the USB-C, which is perfect. You know, the Apple AirPod doesn't do that. In addition to that, people actually talk about the dropouts. I don't think the dropout is the Samsung, because some people say it's great, some people say it's not. From an engineering point of view, the reason you have dropouts is all Bluetooth. You know, if you're in a very an environment where there's a lot of interference, you know, wireless interference, whether it's the frequency of whether it's Bluetooth, whether it's wireless, and places like that, you know, sometimes if you're using your phone's in your pocket, you're using Bluetooth, it sounds great in one spot, and it drops out like crazy in the other spot. If you do a test, often it's that area that has a lot of interference. You know, we call it frequency interference. What you can do is just take the phone, put it in your shirt pocket, or just hold your hand, be a little closer, and the dropout will disappear. So that, I don't think it's Samsung's fault. A lot of people talk about that, and some people say, oh, it's great, sometimes it's not. It's just because it's just the way the wireless world is. Okay. In addition to the phone clarity, so like I said, my criteria is I have to travel by subway, so I listen to music. So I want my sound. I'm not an audiophile, but I like my music to sound nice. It doesn't have to be perfect. And again, Samsung's software help with that because they have the AKG speakers, and the software actually lets you automatically adjust, or you can actually, you know, higher, lower the bass. You know, if you prefer more bass or treble, you can do that through the software, and then it actually digitally makes it better. It's not going to be a Bose, but it's a Bluetooth. You know, I mean, this is one of the better Bluetooth headphone sounds I've experienced. I'm listening to music for a week, and it's great. And then when I'm in the subway, I'm watching a movie, and it's too noisy around me, I put the volume up, and it goes beyond what the 100 max is. So that's perfect. Problem is call quality. And again, it's not Samsung's fault because, you know, with the small form factor, the mic has to be all the way in the ear. So they have two mics, one on the so one on the tip, here. If you put this in your ear, and putting it in is actually very easy. Put it and then you screw it in. It's the fins here. You have a mic inside here, a mic out here. The unfortunate part is just the way physics are, sound physics is that, you know, we have the mic up here, it just won't, you know, it just won't work, you know, as well if you have a mic closer. And with sound wraps, you know, and unfortunately, you know, when I'm in so there are certain places that you can use it, they'll sound great. If you're in a coffee shop, you know, in a quiet area, coffee shop, in your room, and then there's not a lot of ambient noise, it's fine. I've done this in Starbucks, I talk to people, it's fine. But when I'm walking the street, when there's a little bit of wind blowing, we're not even talking about very noisy, then people started, you know, to miss every other word because the sound gets involved. The only time I've ever seen something that doesn't have a mic that, well, it's actually not on this, but it's a short mic, it was the Jawbone. They had a military chip and it was great until they lost it. But all in all, this is great. And the sound quality is okay if you talk in a medium to a normal setting. Today, actually, I was testing with earbuds, and I was literally next to the West Side Highway. I tested this on this cars going back and forth. It was a windy day. I tested with this. People can barely hear me. And they're like, what? Every other word. With AirPod, they said it, you know, they barely notice a difference. But I mean, AirPods has a failure, so it's faults too. And because I'm going to use it in a Samsung ecosystem, there's going to be a lot more things I can't use, such as, you know, auto detect off and the volume up and down. But all in all, I need a Bluetooth that I can talk on the phone with because I conduct my business while walking. So I have no choice. This definitely seals the sound into your ear much better than the AirPods. AirPods don't have a seal, it's plastic. This has a silicone. Some people love it, some people like it. Some people actually don't even like silicone because it irritates their ears. So all in all, this is a good earpod if you are a sound, and if you want a Bluetooth and you love your music to sound great and you don't care that much about call quality, this is perfect. If you care, call quality is your priority and sound second, this might not be the one for you. And that's my take. You know, I kind of hated to give this back. You know, I love the luxury of using the app with this and using all in the Samsung ecosystem. but I have to give this up and use the Apple. And the Apple ecosystem is great. So I'm gonna have to take the Apple and bring it here, just because I need to use it. And then the thing is also my price range. So Apple also recently brought the price down. This is $129, and the Apple is $149 for the new generation. So it's $20 more, and I need it for work. So all in all, that's that. And if you drive a lot, and you want to drive, you want to leave your window down, you need to talk on the phone, and talking on the phone is more important to you. Definitely, this won't be for you. Okay, so that's my review. Until next time. Goodbye.